Hey guys, welcome back to another Risk Universalis tutorial video. So today we'll be going over bonuses and how you can use them to enrich your roleplay. So right here we have three branches. So we have general bonuses, army bonuses, and defensive bonuses. So first we'll start off with general bonuses since they are the most impactful. So they should be based on the age of your general, the tactical ability, the skill, the certain traits of your general, and the experience. Of course, certain traits it does more lead more into actual character roleplay instead of general nation building. It should always be taken into account that there are just some generals that you cannot get a lot of information on, and that should always be accounted for. So you should not be abusing that at all. So we'll talk about army bonuses. Army bonuses goes for your armed forces. It should be based on the size of your army, the quality of troops. You're going to be taking volunteers over conscripts, equipment, what your soldiers are equipped with, their logistical support, and of course the morale. Defensive bonuses. This should be based on the quality of the defenses. The fort size, your defensive size, or the forts, castles, that should also be taken into account. The strategic placement of the defenses. Usually castles are placed in a good strategic area, which is also a good example of why you should always make sure that your defenses are ready in a strategic area that could be easy called on or maintained, things like that. Garrison size. This means that it's the size of the army defending. So if you're in a fort, you're going to have a certain amount of troops when you're defending from a siege, And yeah, so both of these branches, the general and army bonuses, are affected by terrain. This should be based on the weather, the temperature, if it's hot or cold, difficult landscape, so mountains versus plains, the infrastructure, whether it's low or high or developed, and then the type of terrain and geography, which we'll go into. So there are several different types of terrain that usually have a bonus or two. So there's mountains, deserts, jungles, tundra, swamps, and bog. It's pretty self-explanatory why these would have bonuses. Mountains, since it's just hard to get to places, and usually defenders have a much easier time hiding and, well, defending something. Deserts, it's hot. It's usually a lot of armies will get exhausted. Your manpower will just kind of suffer. Jungles, it's hot and humid, and plus there's not much infrastructure, and it's just there's just a lot of flora, plants, and just life that it's kind of hard to get through when you have a large army. There's also tundra. Tundra is just cold, lifeless, barren. There's little to no infrastructure, and and then swamps. It's kind of obvious. Everything's wet. It gets rainy, and overall, you're just not going to have a good time when you're going through these areas. So usually, general bonuses don't have a clear requirement of what the bonus should be, but usually generals will have a +1 or a +2 depending on the quality of the general. Of course, customs does not have any bonuses for the generals since it would be abused. Army bonuses, it goes without saying that some armies are better than others, such as the German army versus the French army in the 1870s. There's of course going to be bonuses for it. Just very differs from each situation, and that you should always be using these kind of reference markers in order to make sure that you're role playing to the fullest extent, and thereby enriching what you can do and how you can do these situations. Of course, this is all just a reference. It should not be factual things. This is more just like a guide and to help the newer players with different things. And yeah, so that basically sums up bonuses. And next video will probably be the second part of warfare, and we'll be going over sieges and some other more medieval order things you're going to be seeing in those type of situations. See you till then though.